The Bartons, did you submit a proxy? Bartons, did you submit a proxy? Mike, did you submit a proxy? Mike? Okay.
All right, welcome. I want to call to order the Wildewood Springs County Association's 2023 annual meeting. I welcome everybody, those on Zoom, on the phone, everybody here. Nice to see you. Good turnout. Sorry. Music, huh?
Sorry.
Music, huh? Okay, first item on the agenda is we have an election. Has everybody... First item on the agenda is we have an election. Has everybody...
Little delay.
Back to us. I wonder who's talking.
That's what I
Has everybody that in Woodlawn voted so we can close the voting? Okay. All right, the girls can count the votes.
All right, Pete. Right here. Okay.
We need you in the back.
Oh, swell.
Wow, that sounds like a nice invitation. Do we have a quorum?
We have a quorum. I'm sorry. We have a quorum, Mr. President. There were 340 owners represented in person, proxy, probably the highest in years.
Very good. Excellent. Okay, proof of notice of meeting.
Again, notice was mailed. There's a sequence of mailings on annual meetings. The first 60-day mailing went out according to statutes. The 40-day mailing went out to statutes. 30-day mailing went out to statutes.
Very good.
All in order.
Okay. We have, has everybody read the minutes from last year?
Yes.
Any questions, any concerns? Do I have a motion to accept?
Yes.
Shannon, second? Deb? All right. So done. Minutes are... Oh, that's right. Anybody against? Okay. Now.
Official.
Thank you, Roger. Okay. Next thing on the agenda is... Oh, me.
You were here early.
All right, I got here too early. I started writing this at home a couple days ago, and my wife says, typing away on my iPad, and she says, what are you doing? What are you writing? I said, well, I'm sort of writing a State of the Association. She looks at me, she says, yeah, you mean the state of your kingdom? That's the only thing she sees is John and I riding around on a golf cart, smoking a cigar. Anyways, it's been an unusual year. But when you do see us out riding around, we are getting a lot done. I learned a lot from John. We probably stop and call the office with different maintenance things 2 or 3 times while we're out. So It's always something getting done. We're not just riding around joyriding. All right, back to 2022. We started out the year with an insurance bill that caught us all by surprise and led to a 4-part $700 assessment for all owners. Little did we know that that was going to be a drop in the bucket compared to this year. During last year, we continued with the second floor walkway renovation projects. We completed 44 last year. What's that bring us to total, John?
Well, we've done, foam done 31. I'm sorry.
Right now, we did 44.
44 last year.
44, we've done 25 since the beginning of this year, so that's 69.
How about the year before? Did we do that?
No.
Okay, that was just last year.
So there's 141 to do in all.
That's great. We're making good progress with this new company. Also, 2022, we saw a lot of owners doing a lot of renovations inside, full renovations, partial renovations, new front doors, new windows. I think it's really neat that people are starting to bring them into the 20th century.
21st.
21st, I'm sorry. The homeless situation last year, it got really good at one point. We got them cleared out pretty much and cleaned up for the most part. And that stayed for a while, and then they came back. We work on this every other day. John's calling right now, but we're continuing to work on that. We get a lot of promises from code enforcement and not a whole lot of anything else, but we'll keep working on it. At one point 3 weeks ago, I think the commissioner actually called us back, not the commissioner, the code enforcement guy, and John talked to him, and he was saying all the right things. I was sitting right there, and we were going to come in, we're going to move them out, we're going to clean it up, we're going to cut back the bushes, and it hadn't happened. So, but we'll keep working on that. Last fall, we got visited by Ian, a nice little hurricane that came through. The residents, as well as the crews, prior to getting ready for it, did a great job. John and I actually went around for 2 days checking every single front courtyard in every cluster, putting things down, especially the people who are, are up north, and secured everything. We came through pretty good, had a lot of trees down. The boys showed up the very next day, and we had residents out sweeping parking lots, bagging stuff. Everybody just pitched in, and for the most part, we were business as usual, except for one pool. 2 days, we had 6 pools reopened and running. And one pool took another, over the weekend, we had to work on it because it had a tree down in it. But for the moment, we spent about roughly 60,000 on cleanup, which, because we are well funded, it doesn't cost anybody anything. Can't say that for insurance, but what else we got here? I want to thank the maintenance crews, landscaping crews, for keeping Wildewood Springs, literally, to me, it looks like a 5-star resort all the time. It's phenomenal what they do. Every once in a while we get an email or a complaint about something in the landscaping, and I just sort of cringe and say, I don't know what they're looking at. One limb if there needs to be knocked down, but for the most part, they do a great job. I want to thank our manager. That was for you, Pete. I want to thank John. John keeps this place running smooth. And for that, we renewed his contract for 3 years. First of this year. So we're happy to have him. That's about all the comments I have. I do have something pertaining to hurricanes. What we need is this year, without a named storm hitting Florida. I'm putting our Reverend Shannon Young in charge of prayer. But I need everybody else to help out. It'll all come. That's really what we need. Because I don't want to be sitting here next year going over insurance like this. Also, I want to thank Dennis. Put on a great show last night. For those of you
I'd like to thank the crew, Marjorie and Walter Boyd, Jimmy Parent, and Marilyn. I don't know her last name, so I call her Monroe. For all the help. Thank you.
Yeah, that was, for those of you who missed it, you really did miss a great show. I think there was between 200 and 300 people there.
Over 300.
Over 3? It was excellent. We're also, next Saturday, there's the Spring Fling, and we will have a little live music there too, thanks to Dennis. And then I think the week after that, we have
April 1st.
April 1st is going to be, like he did last year, on the screen by the pickleball courts, a Beatles show. So
That's not an April Fool, I guess it's really.
really gonna happen. Okay. All right, that's it for my report. All right. Roger, you have anything?
As Vice President, I just want to say thank you to the board for allowing me to be Vice President. I did have the opportunity to chair 3 meetings throughout the year, and to have the opportunity to sit here and be Steve's wingman throughout the rest of the year, so thank you.
Let me tell you, he makes my job easier. John West.
Well, how's the finances? I think it's really quite an interesting thing as I went back and studied the finances for 2022 and looked at all the things that we put in place in regards to the budget and how well I think that we had, let us say, guessed in regards to our needs and requirements for maintenance and everything else that we've done this year. The only thing, and by the way, I want to make sure that you understand and feel comfortable with this, we are on budget. We're doing well. We are financed well. The only issue we have is this insurance situation, which we in turn have not been able to get any kind of firm commitment from anybody. So every year we end up starting over again, and that's what we've had to do this year. I believe that we have a plan in place right now that will hold us through 23 and bring us into 24 with some semblance of order and security, but I guess we'll have to wait until 24, but 23 will be taken care of, and you'll see some of those plans that are put in place will be put in place or have been put in place as we get further into the meeting. Any questions?
Okay. Pam, do you have anything?
No, but thank you for letting me serve. I appreciate it. And Denny, congratulations on last night. I don't know what it is. It's wonderful.
Oh, you mean Dennis.
Dennis.
That one. This Dennis.
Back there. Right next to Jim.
He's hiding. Sorry.
But right now, I'm showing the work.
Okay. All right. No, I need to wait. Okay, committee reports. Tammy, pool.
What's your first?
Yes, go to the pool committee. Excuse me. As you know, the pool committee meets at a different pool each month. Our pool management team reports repairs completed. Thank you. New jets, pumps have been installed to spas 3, 5, and 6. New heaters to spa 2, 4, and 6. Leaks have been repaired to our aging pools 1 and 6, and the irrigation pipes and 2 skimmers were replaced to Pool 7. Our manager keeps us in compliance with any changes to the state rules. Thank you. Last August, our committee discussed and initiated and recommended to the board the purchasing of the automatic chemical feeders rather than spending $700 a month in rental fees. The amount of savings over a year and a 10-year period was staggering if the association purchases the automatic chem feeders instead of the monthly rentals. That continues to be an ongoing issue due to others, to the places not getting back to us for the cost of them. The committee has pointed out repairs needed such as rust on pool, floors, gate, and other gate issues, pavers broken and loose, needing to be fixed at pools 1, 5, and 7. Umbrella malfunctions, chairs need to be restrapped or scrubbed, which, by the way, our chairs are usually scrubbed twice a year due to all the yellow and also the molds and the mildews on them. Life preservers were just changed out in January. Continued issues with ducks. We are a bird sanctuary. Ants, mosquitoes, and more ants. And how people eating at the pools sometimes are the cause for the increase in insects and rodents sighted at our pools. We have put, to help out with that, we have put mosquito tubes, and we've also put ant bait around. And when people call in the office and say, hey, we have an increase in ants, Jeff, or the insect guy, bug guy, he does come out and does extra spraying. The plastic gutter screens were replaced on pools 2 and 5. Mandatory shepherd hooks at each pool had sharp edges on it, which we found were a potential hazard. So rubber end caps were installed. Faded signs have been replaced. We looked closely at gate enclosure safety after we found that a child had entered the pool deck by standing on the gate and pulling down on the plunger. We did a lot of research on that and come to find out our pool gate enclosure devices are the best on the market and per state requirements, so we are in compliance. During the hurricanes, all pool equipment was secured, and then post-hurricane, a tree had to be removed from spa 5. Fences and signs were repaired that were done to pool 1, damage done to pool 1, 5, 6, and 7, along with tree and grass branches and leaf removals. Our committee keeps informed of the maintenance of our equipment by our pool management staff. We are constantly working on spotting and trying to correct any issues that we see. We hope that and wish that each of you will please follow the rules on the pool signs, and we welcome anybody to join our committee. We're always open to new people coming in and sharing their opinions and views. Thank you.
Thank you, Tammy. Landscape, Pete. Just grab John's mic.
Yeah, the crew is finished with the mulching for this year, and now we're concentrating on the big trees that went down where we ground the stumps. Those areas, what we're doing is taking native plants from on-site and putting them over those rough areas, so they're going to grow better elephant ears, wandering Jew, so forth. This way we save us some money and using our own materials. And also, we're trying to keep up with the leaf drop, which is, we can clean a village today, this morning, and I go back tomorrow morning and it's like we haven't been there for a month. But to me it's aggravating, but it's the nature of the beast. We try to keep it best. And also, now that the boys are done with the mulch, we've addressed the areas where the old hibiscus have to be replaced, and we're gonna honor all those plantings, and I'm gonna start doing that. Keep this place looking the way it should look. Okay, thank you.
Okay, go ahead.
Going back to the committee in regards to the finance committee is concerned, we have, for those of you that haven't been to some of the meetings, we put together, my partner and assistant and able-bodied committee member Barb Carey and I put together a program here where we are investing in CDs, and at the present time we're running anywhere between 4.3 and 4.8%, and we're in the midst of rolling over one of our first CDs to 5.1, which will go into place tomorrow, and I think as a result of the meeting we'll have today, we'll also be reinvesting in another $250,000 certificate. So our projected earnings is somewhere in the neighborhood between $40,000 and $45,000 over the year, and we're hoping that this will be something that we can utilize in areas that we could not anticipate. We're using the reserve, we're not touching any of the operating funds, so these reserves are in place for the process of roofing and painting and so on, which we have a year or so to work on. And so I think we've got a pretty good plan as far as adding to our income without assessments, we hope.
Thank you, John. Okay, Chris, IT.
I'm sorry, Chris.
The IT committee met 7 times in the last year, all via the Zoom platform. The committee has maintained the Wildewood Springs website, providing board minutes, financial reports, managers' reports, and various committee reports throughout the past year. The committee also works in the office to keep the announcement page updated and send out emails to the owners. Website usage has been consistent over the past year. The homepage, which is available to the general public, receives about 13% of the page views on the website. Other frequented pages are announcements for sale or rent, resident directory, what's new, and maps. The committee has been responsible over the past year for hosting all Zoom meetings of the association. Most Zoom meetings have been recorded, and links to the recordings have been placed on the website. Providing an enhanced Zoom experience for meetings at the church has been a priority over this past year, although unfortunately we've been having trouble today. We had several volunteers who assisted with the video camera operations. Thanks to Tom Couillard, Leslie Jacobs, and Tiffany Conklin, we welcome new volunteers to operate the camera and help set up during meetings or to host the Zoom portion of our meetings, which can be done remotely from any location with broadband service. So, I don't know why we've had trouble today. We keep getting dropped by the church's network.
Is it up and working now? No.
I was on and now I'm having to reconnect again. It's dropped me twice.
All right, well then I'll hold off on Barb for the newsletter.
Yeah.
Security? Do you have anything for?
Yes, I'll report for Jim Munson. Jim still chairs the security department. We've have 4 boxes that contain the equipment. The 3 of the boxes have been replaced. The 4th one is on order, as they just deteriorated due to weather and age. The new ones will not happen to. The installation is put in such a way that any water that might accumulate through rain or anything will evacuate out and take care of the equipment. Basically, all the cameras have been replaced since purchase. As you all know, we have 4 stations, 3 at the 3 entrances, and 1 down at the foot of Wildewood Springs Boulevard, where the T is between Woodlawn and Lakeside. The service recently has had some hiccups. They had an issue in corporate that seems to be now taken care of.
I do too. For an annual owners meeting?
Oh, I'm just beside myself that this is happening at an annual.
Well, we can hear you, Barb.
There has been some hiccups with the service itself where they were not, they had problems with new employees that weren't following the protocol that we've asked for. That seems to be back and taken care of. We're going to monitor it very closely. And if it doesn't come back to report, Jim and I are both looking elsewhere just to see what's out there.
Okay, thank you. All right, I'll do the building committee next. 2022 is relatively quiet. We continue to work on the second floors. As I reported earlier, we did 44 of them. We're keeping a close eye on the buildings. We have a new product that we're trying on some walls to get rid of the mildew, and we just got that a couple weeks ago. Most of what we did to the building committee towards the end of the year, a lot of people started coming back and finding mold issues. And so the building committee has worked on a sort of a close-up process, checklist, because a lot of people were coming back and finding mold. I use damp rid in both my closets year-round, even when I'm here, and within 3 weeks I'll get that much water in the bottom of one of those damp rid containers. So it doesn't matter if you're not here or not. That should be something you use year-round, especially when you're not here. And the other thing is using somebody who knows what they're looking for. I know a lot of people. We had one in Springdale, and I won't mention names, but they had just a neighbor looking. They'd go in and look, everything looks fine. And all of a sudden, mold started showing up on the tables, dining room tables, end tables. But by then it was too late, and she felt really bad. But we have two guys that I know of. Two of our maintenance guys do this for a lot of you, and they do just a bang-up job of it. They know what to look for. They take pictures. They send them to you. There's companies out there that do this, for a price as well. But you need, when you pack it up and go north, you really should have somebody who knows what they're looking for to be looking at your place.
Bring the product again, Steve.
Damp rid. You can get it at the hardware store. I watch a couple of units when they're gone, and I just, buy a bunch of them. The people I look out for, they buy it both, before they go. So that's really it. We should have that list out here before everybody starts heading back north. Those of you who come into the office and let us know that you are leaving, we're going to give you a copy. We'll put it out. Chris put it out online for us. We put a lot of work into it over a couple months' time, some input, but we looked at Florida Power. They have one. County has one, and we sort of took a conglomeration of all of them and put it together. Let's see, somebody asked me the other day, I got an email about the carports. At this time, we're still probably leaving this set for the moment. There's been very little interest, personally. I've only got like 2 or 3 people who are even remotely interested. If there's a lot more than that, then let us know. Come to the building committee meeting. We feel that there's still probably have a lot of trouble getting the trusses, any kind of building materials or laborers, because everybody's still rebuilding south of here. That's all I got for building committee. All right. What's next? Any luck, Chris? Just gonna let
Not
Barbara.
much. Still, what they're doing is they're getting it through the computer and it's copied. So,
Well, you heard Barbara a few minutes ago. Does she want to say something about her newsletter? Maybe.
Barbara?
Okay.
Let me, hold on a minute, Barbara.
Hold on, Barbara.
John.
Yeah, you said that's not coming through.
Go ahead, Barbara.
Go ahead, Barbara.
Go ahead, Barbara. Barbara, go ahead. Would you do that again?
Maybe I can help.
Okay.
Thanks for trying, Barbara, anyway. Barbara's setting the schedule up. They've had a meeting. Currently, those articles are being produced by those that are helping. And there's a rigid schedule for when everything's due. If you have any questions regarding that, please let me know. There have been advertisement requests sent out. I think last newsletter we brought in about $550 more than the cost to produce it. So it's a self-sustaining project that everybody has been very happy with. So it's under control right now.
Okay, thank you, John. Okay, that's it for committees, I believe. Unfinished business. We have nothing. New business, our election results.
Yes. There was an election in Woodlawn rather. Anyway, I got it. I don't need it. I got it. Pete gave it to me. All right, unless he gave me something.
We don't want to have a school.
As they say, we have white smoke, we have an election. And there were 62 owners in Woodlawn. 35 decided to vote. And the new representative will be Barbara Carey.
Congrats, Barbara. She doesn't know it yet, but... Okay, next item is the insurance package, and of course the vote on the transfer funds is not going to happen, as we all know. The insurance we paid, we were able to scratch and claw and find everything we could, so we did not have to take a loan. But we borrowed from ourselves and we have to pay ourselves back. Total was $779.
779-80306.
80306. That hurt. But as most of you know that were here at the last meeting, we're looking at probably a $70 monthly increase, and that should by 3 quarters, which will be July, October, and January, should put us back where we pay everything back and have enough to hopefully. Shannon, you're still praying, right? Yes. All right. Just want to make sure. We'll have a little bit extra for next year. And that's really all there is to it. I mean, anybody got any questions? Anybody want to speak?
You like Steve, that if we wanted to.
Come get a mic. Come on.
Did I understand you right? I know if I could hear you. Thank you. And did I understand you right, those that if it's going to be a hardship to them could pay monthly on this deal coming up July 1st, or did I understand you wrong?
John.
That's a decision the board will we'll take under consideration in April when the final figures are put together, but it's certainly on the table for discussion.
Yeah, absolutely. But it would only, if we do it, it'll be only with automatic withdrawals. We're not gonna have checks coming in every month. So, anybody's on automatic. That's what we plan on doing.
Can you
Definitely.
specify, can you specify exactly how much it's going
Yeah, it's on.
Just get it closer.
to? Can you specify how much it's going to be per month or per flat?
Yeah, John, yeah.
It's going to range between the larger units will be about $76 and the lesser units are about $65. So we'll figure, it'll all be sent to the owners before any decisions are made.
Okay.
Owner comments.
Owner comments. This is your time.
Dennis, you're going first? No, he's getting you one. Oh, because he's the producer.
There you go, Joan.
Sure, like I can, you know me from pickleball.
Just don't drop it.
Just don't try. Okay. Patty asked me to help. She's out of town. Along with this insurance thing, you guys sent out really great letters. We've condensed it. We're asking you to sign it's an informal petition.
Can you speak right to the microphone, please?
An informal petition as owners or Florida registered voters, either Wildwood Springs owners or Florida registered voters. And then John said he will email them back to the legislators, hopefully with numbers that will get their attention. We did it last night, but I was too late for the 300 people. Sorry. So tonight, I've got them. I'll let you sign them here. Only sign it once, please. We'll have it at the picnic, and we will have it at every mailbox when Patty gets back. And then John has offered to send those back to the legislators that he listed on his letters. That's so.
My suggestion is to start passing it through the crowd.
I think we hit most of them, but I'll wait on the way.
They have to identify the speaker. So would you tell us who you were?
Joan Palmer, 357 Springdale.
Incidentally, the time is really good now because the legislature's in session, John, so if we get it up in the next week or so.
Yes.
Okay, any other owners' comments? Ooh, wait a minute, I just spotted somebody. We missed the committee. I didn't know you were here, Tom. You're hiding back there. Get up here. God sees you.
Anybody else wants to?
No, you have to come to a microphone.
And I even looked around for you. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I'm Tom Pensick at 323.
You got to speak right.
Tom Pensick, 323 Springdale Drive. I'm the chair of the budget committee. We meet 4 times a year. We had 2 special sessions this year because of the insurance issues. And so we're trying hard to estimate insurance. And as was suggested to Shannon, please pay for absolutely no storms. Seriously. Because if you notice, even when we didn't have a hurricane, they still raised the prices. Like we had a tornado, not that one of the golf courses here, IMG, and they raised our rates too. So, you know, so like I said, anytime the insurance company does that, the lady says, otherwise we're trying real hard to keep the budget in check. And so far it's been pretty good, except for the unplanned insurance. And that's, you know, unfortunately, I wish they'd give us more time. That would be the other thing too, is you can request for more time to give us what the rates will be. What did they give us, John, this year? How many days did they give us?
3 weeks.
3 weeks notice.
Yeah.
That's not enough to do anything, right?
Yeah.
So keep that in mind, okay? All right? Thank you, and have a good day, everyone.
Thanks, Tom. I thought you were going to get away with that. Come on, huh? I got it. Okay, everyone, this is your time to talk. So if anybody out here wants to talk, here comes Tom back. No, the other Tom.
Tom Couillard, 618 Woodlawn.
I was just wondering if anybody sent Cedar Hammock a thank you for, after Ian, for cleaning up the tree on whatever, the trees along the drives.
Yeah, that was not ours, so, but we certainly can,
But they cleaned up the one by Pool 7.
did they?
Yeah.
Okay, all right. Not a bad idea, we can do that.
One last thing related, I'm a walker, most of you are walkers. I'm not sure what the rules are, but that white line on the road doesn't mean you can't get over. I mean, there's many times I get damn near close to hitting me. You know, so if there's clear at the other end, please move over a little bit for us, okay? All right? Thank you.
Anybody else? Claire wants to speak, Pam.
I'm going to follow Tom's thing about the walking. Please slow down. We see people going through 30, 40 miles an hour. And please, the stop signs are not a suggestion. Please.
No comments from the board? Anybody up here? No more owners?
Hey, Steve?
Yeah?
I'm sorry. I live at 429 Palm Tree. Everybody can hear me, but not that speaker.
No, I can't hear you. I can't hear you up there.
I just wanted to make a statement. I live at 429 Palm Tree. My name is Karen Banker.
There you go.
429 Palm Tree. When the proxies were sent out, the wording was very confusing. I had to go to the office, and I'm a under 70 person. I cannot imagine somebody being 80 and 90 understanding the wording if I had to go and ask somebody. And if we paid somebody to make this letter, and then I had to go up and say, hey, what do I do? How many more proxies? Hey, I don't understand a thing, throw it in the trash. FYI.
Yeah. I came to the office the very next day after I got it in the mail, and I said to Maggie and John, I said, you know, this isn't written right. And she said, oh yes, it is. I came back the next day and they said, no, you're right, Steve. So, we did not expect the lawyer to make that mistake, but they did. So we will be sending that back out. Tom?
Here again, it'll be a decision, but since it's a unit owner vote, when we do the budget change, which I anticipate to do in April, we can have a portion of a one agenda unit owner meeting, and one mailing can handle the whole thing. So we'll try to keep it as reasonable as possible.
Very good.
I've got a question.
Come on. Step right up.
Andrew Levy, 180 Pinehurst. Us that have automatic payment through our banks, do we have to do anything, or does it come automatically, the raises that will?
Good question. And since this will not be a special assessment, it'll be regularly deducted once we change the amount, once we notify everybody, the board adopts the amount, then the bank will be notified and they will take it out. It's one of these special assessments come, they can't take it that way, but since it's going to be part of your maintenance fees, it'll just be automatically deducted.
Very good. Anybody else?
Cookies for all.
Yeah, cookies for everybody. Do I hear a motion for adjournment? Tiffany makes a motion. Second. Dick. Okay. Thank you very much. Meeting is adjourned.
Just